Hello and welcome. Today I have my friend Tina here with me, and we are going to talk about all things liver sludge. What is it? How do you know if you have it? How do you get rid of it? So, Tina, why do you think people are so tired and inflamed all the time?
Well, I think we have had many decades, especially those of us in our age range, where we've eaten things that are full of non-food, like seed oils, GMOs, glyphosate, bioengineered ingredients is another fun one to look for in your food. And that's just the food supply, not to mention the things that we put on our skin, the personal care products, and all of the chemicals that we're exposed to. So I think we just kind of we're overburdened.
Yikes. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary and so easy to do just on we think we're just going through normal everyday activities. And
Yeah.
we ending up putting some toxic chemicals on us or in us without even knowing it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so is detox something the body does naturally, or is it something that we have to force?
That's a good question. Our bodies are meant to detox naturally. We have systems in place for that in our bodies, but they are overburdened. And there are people with the mutated gene, the MTHFR. I haven't really researched that to a great extent, but some people seem to have more challenges detoxing and methylating. Then the other piece of that is with all of these foreign ingredients are not really food. Our body doesn't really know what to do with them, and so a lot of our detox pathways end up getting kind of clogged and mucked up.
Hmm.
So I think sometimes we do need to support and uh,
Yeah, I like
give it
that
some.
word support
Yeah,
because it's already in place. It just needs a little help sometimes.
yeah, for sure.
So is detox something you do once in a while, or is it day to day?
I would say both. I mean, sometimes I might do more intensive cleansing, like on a 30 to 90-day stretch, even. Sometimes it might be something simple like drinking lemon oil in your water and just gentle detox. But really, I would say it needs to be an ongoing part of our life just because we do live in such a toxic world. And even once you clean up your food ingredient, the ingredients that you're eating or your personal care products, there's a lot of times years of bioaccumulation that we kind of need to work out. And so I would say on some level, we need to be doing it on a regular basis.
Nice. And so when you would do a 90-day detox, would you do a 90-day cleanse or detox more than once a year?
Yeah, right now my husband and I are both doing the liver detox trio, and I plan to stay on that for probably 3 to 6 months. I'm just going to see how my body feels. It's very gentle, it's very easy. But yeah, there's it depends. Like if I'm doing a parasite cleanse, I might do it for a week or two at a time. If I'm doing something like this, I might stay on it for, longer term. But I do feel like we need to be mindful of that and do something on a regular basis.
Okay. And so backing up a little bit before that, what does it look like when somebody's pathways are backed up?
Mm.
So what's really going on? What's really going on in the liver or
Yeah,
in
well,
that body system?
Dr. Perry Nicholson talks about the lymphatic system, which is a part of our immune system. And when it gets overburdened because the liver is backed up, he compares it to a dirty aquarium and your cells are sitting in muck. And so
Mm.
that's kind of the visual that I have is like this sludgy stuff that it comes out as inflammation in the body, joint pain, brain fog, hormonal imbalance, digestive issues, maybe constipation. But general, things that we have sort of made common is not normal. Just because it's common that we all feel this way or that many people feel this way is it's not normal and it might be an indication that we could do some cleanup.
I love that. And I don't want to be swimming in muck. I mean, I
Yeah.
shower every day, and so I'm cleansing the outside of my skin. So
Yeah.
it seems like, no matter how much we cleanse on the outside, it's not going to get the inside cleaned up. So
Right.
it's good to think about cleaning up the inside muck as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, how would someone know they need support? I think you talked about a few of the symptoms. Is there any other ways that someone would know they need support?
Well, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said that all disease begins in the gut. And really, I think we all do. I think we all need it. And if you have certainly any symptoms that are showing up, it's a signal from your body. It's kind of like if you're driving your car and a light comes on the dash, that's a little warning sign that it might be time for a little tune-up. And I think our body gives us little clues also, and just tuning into that and really kind of learn how to support the different organs of the body and the different, parts of the digestive system.
I love that. And I love the warning system because, yes, our
Mhm.
bodies are constantly communicating with us and trying to tell us
Right.
something's not right, something's off, like I need some help here.
Yeah.
And we don't just want to turn off the signal.
Yeah. Just put some tape over that, over that
Yeah.
light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not what your body needs for you to turn off the signal.
Yeah.
Your body wants you to find out what is going on deeper inside.
I heard a fascinating stat the other day when I was kind of looking into some stuff that 90% of the $4.9 trillion that we spend on healthcare in America is because of chronic disease. And if you
Whoa.
think about most of that chronic disease is because of inflammation and things that are not working properly inside the body, there's just so much we can do to support that.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary. Let's do better.
Yeah.
Let's educate ourselves and share the information as much as we can. That's why we're here.
Yes. Yes.
So, Tina, what made you take detox so seriously? Was there something in your life that happened that led to this?
Yes, for sure. So back when I was 12, I had a liver tumor and I had a surgery to remove it. And so I have a lot of scar tissue. So ever since then, my digestive system has been a little more challenging just with scar tissue and some staples in place there. But it wasn't until I was like 30 years old, I had gallstones and I wasn't eligible for the simple laparoscopic surgery to remove the gallbladder because of this previous surgery and scar tissue. And so I started researching and learning about the liver and gallbladder flush and some different ways to support my liver on my own without having surgery. And it really kind of set me on a path of just learning everything I could about the digestive system and the liver and detox and all of that. And it is an area that seems to be something that I have to give extra support to.
Okay. Wow.
So,
Yeah, it's there's some things that are more motivating than others, and I can see how that would
yeah,
be motivating.
yeah, certainly.
So, if someone who's watching with us or listening feels overwhelmed, where would they start?
It does feel overwhelming sometimes when you start looking into this stuff. Number one would be to stop poisoning yourself. Really start looking at the ingredients of not just your food ingredients, but your personal care products, because everything we put on our skin, we think of our skin as a barrier, but it's a carrier. So everything we put on our skin ends up in the bloodstream and has to be filtered out by the liver. So number one, stop poisoning yourself with food and personal care products. And then like I said, the liver detox trio that my husband and I are on right now is very simple. It's very easy. It's gentle. It's not, I've done a lot of different cleanses and detoxes. Some of them are not so gentle. And this one is. It just really is. There's also the colon. There's the cleansing trio that Young Living has that's more of a gut cleanse to cleanse the colon. And so I think either or both of those are a really easy, great place to start.
Okay, so tell us more about the trio because I haven't taken that one
Oh,
yet.
it's my
What
favorite.
What does your day look like when you're taking that trio supplement?
So I have it right here on my counter actually because I leave it there. So it comes with three parts. Oh, and I don't have the Juba Cleanse oil here. It's in the bathroom, but it has three parts. It's the whole body cleanse, which is a powder. It's got lots of fruit fibers, different things. So it supports all three phases of detox. Has the herbal liver tone capsule. So you take two of those every day and one scoop of the powder. Um, Liver tone supports phase one and two of detox, which is basically breaking down toxins and then neutralizing them. And then the powder supports the third phase to sweep it out of the body. And then the JuvaFlex oil, I typically put it over my liver and maybe wrap it with a castor oil pack. I do that every day, and generally I do a castor oil pack every day. Not always, but most nights.
With the wrap?
Hmm.
Okay. So, and the powder, you said that you just eat a scoop of it. Do you put it in a smoothie or
I've
what?
been putting it in a smoothie. Yeah, that seems, I was doing it in water, and I found that my husband was skipping it a lot. So we got back on our smoothie program and it just goes into the smoothie and it's done and easy.
Okay. And so it doesn't affect the taste much if you put it in with other fruits and veggies
No, and
flavor.
it's actually kind of got a lightly sweet flavor to it because it does have, it's got carrot fiber, blueberry fiber, cranberry fiber, spinach, prickly pear, um, just some different fibers to help cleanse the colon and pull this stuff out.
So you actually found it pleasant.
Yes, I have. And like I said, I've done some other liver and gallbladder flushes and things like that that are not so pleasant. So this is really hitting the easy button, and it's effective. Like, would you hear your liver talking to you, kind of, and so it feels super gentle and effective.
Okay, well, I'm glad you had that experience so that you can warn us
Yeah.
not to do the other ones. Just stick with something like this
Yeah.
that's gentle. So I love that Young Living provides gentle options. And so, but you said is there another cleanse that Young Living provides?
The cleansing trio, it comes with the essential zymes, the ICP powder you drink it in water, and then Comfort Tone, the herbal kind of support to get the bowels moving.
And the Comfort Tone is in a capsule, right?
Yes, herbal
Okay.
capsule. Yep. And then the
Okay.
essential zyme is in that capsule as well.
Okay. I love the I love that one of our leaders talks about comfort tone and she just takes it on a regular basis. Like that's what keeps
Mhm.
her regular. And so that's something that's mild enough that if you take just one or two instead of the recommended, I think maybe
Yes.
three,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's something you could do on a regular basis year round.
Yep.
So yeah, I love how it binds the bad stuff. Like,
Hmm.
okay, come on down. And then
Yeah.
and
Sweep it
then
out.
shoots it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, those are great options to have on hand. And I know I love Essential Zyme too. That's something you can take on a regular
Hmm.
basis year round by itself because we all need help breaking down our food, breaking down our nutrients. So I love that you
Yeah.
have that option.
Yeah. Young Living has really loved their enzymes for sure.
Yeah, lots to choose from. So, with this time of year, there's a lot of holidays and gatherings coming up.
Hmm.
So, are there any healthy options or food swaps that our friends can consider with the upcoming gatherings?
Yeah. Oh boy. So I'll give you a couple of my biggest red flags. Number one is Cool Whip. Oh my gosh. Like look at the ingredients, the tub of Cool Whip,
Hmm.
um, any of those whipped toppings. Those things have so many nasty ingredients in them. And then pie crust. So if you're buying a store-bought, I don't buy the store-bought pie crust because who knows what's in that. But even if you're making it yourself, you try to use like lard instead of the, vegetable shortenings that have all that stuff in them. Um, these are things that when I eat the real, like if you take, organic cream, heavy cream, and you just whip it and add a little bit of honey or sugar, it doesn't give you that feeling of yuck. You don't have that stomach ache when you eat certain foods. Um,
It
and then
even has a
another
better texture, doesn't it? When
totally
it's
does.
fresh.
Yes, it's like real. You
And
can,
do you use like an electric blender to whip it up?
yeah, I do. Yeah, just you have to get a beater and get it going, or your KitchenAid mixer and with the one whip thing. And it takes a
Okay.
few minutes, but it's just, so much
I
better for you.
I still think even with a couple minutes, that is like nothing to ask for. It's a
Yeah.
drop in the bucket compared to all the other things you have to
Well,
prepare.
yeah, and I think about how these, Thanksgiving and Christmas and some of these holiday meals are meant to be like, after the harvest and your real food that maybe you grew or a local farmer near you grew. And we've really kind of turned it into this big commercial food industry that's just it's not nourishing. Food is supposed to be a pleasurable, nourishing experience and not a gut ache because you're eating chemicals, you know?
I love that because so many people get tummy aches
Yes.
after a big meal, like a big feast. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, is our number one, is our body designed for that? Number two, is that really what, our ancestors were feasting on?
right. Exactly. I know. There's so much wrong with that. And but
I have,
yeah.
going back to the whipped cream, I actually have a manual whipped cream maker. And so
Mm.
it takes a little bit of muscle, especially towards the end as it's thickening up.
Oh
But I'm like
yeah.
pumping, 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 and out, it's like liquid when it goes in, and when it comes out, it's solid. And so
Oh,
it's a neat
what?
experience. Just a couple minutes in the little whipped cream
Hmm.
maker, and I've got my fresh whipped cream, and I can use non-dairy creamer when I want,
Yeah.
need to. I can flavor it however I want to as well,
Yes.
adding a drop here and there of whatever
Yeah, that's
seasonings or spices you
or even
want.
essential oils, you could add just whatever you want. Orange,
Yeah.
peppermint, whatever, who knows. Um,
Cinnamon.
well, I'm intrigued by that manual. That sounds like a tool I might need to investigate.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you later. And then you said I think you had another swap for us.
Oh yes, salad dressings. If you look at even the dry mixes, if you're going to mix up your own salad dressings, there's bioengineered ingredients, sometimes MSG, just a lot of different fillers. And I have a simple recipe that has garlic powder, onion powder, salt, dried parsley, dried chives, and ground pepper, and it's amazing. And I just keep it in a jar, and you just take a spoonful and make your own, and you can use it in a so many different ways. But yeah, eating real food is a pleasure. Eating not real food is a gut ache.
Totally. Well, when you were listing off those ingredients in your salad dressing, my mouth was watering because
Yeah.
I've done something like that too. And when I first started making my own salad dressing, I was like, "Oh, that's it?" Like this was all
Yeah.
stuff I could pronounce and it was stuff I could
Yeah.
find easily at the grocery store. And I was like,
Right.
"Why have I not been making my salad dressing sooner?"
Yes, I know. It's like, why? The same with me. You think it's this big complicated thing that you're not smart enough to make salad dressing. And it's like, it's so easy. And once you do it, you're never gonna, it's like, once you learn it, you can't, you can't unknow these things.
Yeah, and then it's a quality issue because then you eat the bottled stuff, the cheap stuff,
Oh,
I call it the cheap
yeah,
stuff, and it's like, oh, that doesn't taste right. There's so
I
many
know.
preservatives in there that
Mm-mm.
it's not fresh. And so
Yeah, preserve. Yeah, those
I'm leaning towards
preservatives are not good for us.
I'm leaning towards the fresh stuff more and more. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for the experience and the wisdom now and the skill to put those to use.
And I think we're seeing even in the younger generation of women and moms that they are embracing the more natural thing. And there's definitely a movement back to traditional ways. And I think that's a really good thing.
I love that because I think people your age and older, it had to use what was healthy then, and like Crisco was the thing to use, and so we
Right.
all stocked up on Crisco and used it.
Yeah.
Like I never was out of Crisco when I first got
Right.
married because that's all we knew in the 70s, 80s,
Yeah.
possibly 90s too. I mean, I was married in the 90s and I was still using Crisco. So
Me
it's
too. I was using margarine when I was first married in the 90s. And yeah, it's a lot of unlearning and relearning. And it can feel overwhelming when you feel like you have so many things, but little by little, you just make those swaps.
Yeah, I love that advice because I know even this conversation can be overwhelming. And so I just want to encourage our friends to just
Yeah.
pick one thing that we mentioned today that to work on for a week or a month or a
Yeah.
year even. And then once you have that down, you can come back and tackle another one.
Yep. Absolutely. Little changes, the compound effect. I think of that book, Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. The little changes stack up both ways. So,
Yeah, it can totally change the trajectory of things.
sure.
Um, and so one last food swap that I like that I've done in the past is use Ninja Red, which is our liquid red drink that Young Living uses. And when I'm making cranberry sauce, instead of orange juice as the sweet
Mm.
liquid, I use Ninja Red in place as the
Oh,
sweet liquid. So I'm like, okay, we're getting a little bit more nutrients in the
that's
cranberry
right.
sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great swap.
Yeah, so, well, I'm grateful for you and all the wisdom that you have shared with us today. And so I encourage our friends to chat to just take one thing that you've learned today and hold on to it for a week, for a month, for a year, and tell us about your progress. Contact Tina,
Yes.
contact me. Tina's at Holistic Wellness. You can find me at Wellness with Friends. And we are here for you because we're on a wellness journey together with you. We're learning as you're learning too. So let's learn together.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I would like everyone to remember to keep up with that, keep up with their wellness because you are worthy.